Hello, everyone. Welcome to my meeting. In today's meeting, I am going to be speaking about my marketing plan, and so I thought let's just get into it. So first, just a hello. My name is Sabrina DeMello, and my goal for my business is to sell already made planners, but each month will be different and have a coinciding theme to events and holidays. So Chinese New Year for January, Canada Day for July, stuff like that. Let's jump right into my business summary and talk about my company. So I think to get to know my company, I should tell you the overall little things about it. So it's a company headquartered in Oakville, Ontario, with offices in Toronto. The company's mission is to provide unique journals and planners to help promote productivity, but in a way that also motivates creative freedom. A little bit about me. My name is Sabrina, as mentioned before. I'm 19, turning 20 at the end of the month. I'm a girl. I was born in Hamilton, Ontario, and moved to Oakville very early on in my childhood, and I've been there ever since. And I have a passion for basically anything art, film, creative. Ways to express yourself is just always been an interest of mine, and yeah. A little bit more about my goal for my business is I want to help my business fulfill its goals, improve what we do, and expand what we can do. Thinking about that, here is my SWOT analysis for 2019. So I think my company has a lot of strengths, but with that comes weaknesses and opportunity and the rest that comes with a SWOT analysis. And so I'm going to go over my strengths first. And I think we're good at creating new and original ideas to include in our journals. And I think part of that goes back to obviously every month is going to have a different theme rather than a lot of journals you can buy on the market these days. Very mundane. It's if you get a floral journal, every single month is going to be flowers, a lot of the times the same flowers. We offer journaling classes that give out free copies of our journals, and I think that's a good way to promote our products because we can teach people about journaling and all that comes with it. And if they're interested by the end of our course, which most people are, they're able to go home with one of our journals, and eventually they'll spread it by word of mouth. And as mentioned before, once our customers use our journals, they repurchase. It's something they can come back to and rely on. And word of mouth again, if they are a big fan of it, they will tell their mothers, their coworkers, all those types of things. Our weaknesses. And I would like to get more customer feedback to improve and incorporate it. So if customers were to be requesting themes, perhaps, we could write them all down and then eventually, when creating our next journal, brainstorm with those and figure out how we can incorporate that. And with themes come spread ideas. So let's say we included something to track someone's finances. Perhaps they want something to track their food. So we could include an extra page in the next year to have that. I would also like to strengthen our trans-Canada relations, hopefully be selling nationwide rather than just locally. And I would like to do that through, obviously, social media. And I think just being able to ship worldwide is very big for us right now. So I think focusing small on something just Canadian is an easy way to expand our market, but not make it something we can't handle yet. And our last weakness would probably be the strength of our Wix site. I really want to improve it and allow purchasing of our products on there, through something like Shopify, where we can start it off as something free, but as we move on and our business expands, we can add extensions and add-ons, and we'll purchase those. But for now, we don't need something like merchant services because we are such a small business. Now, opportunities. In recent years, bullet journaling has become much more popular. And for those of you who don't know, bullet journaling is basically you get any size notebook. A lot of the time it's dot grid, and you make your own spreads and your own monthly calendars and all that, and you can make it as original as you want. And I've seen it's become more popular. However, a lot of people don't have time to sit down and do all that and make all of the pre-made stuff. And so our journals allow that, but there's still room for coloring because it is a primarily black and white journal. They still have the opportunity to be creative and color in some of our pre-made things, but writing down all of the numbers and it being redundant and all that stuff isn't an issue because we've got them covered. So I think that's a good opportunity because typical, very busy working people could definitely go and look at our journals. I think we will be good at coming up with new original theme ideas each year because a lot of other journals that claim to do what we do, they say they have new ideas, but then every year kind of there's repeating ideas. And I want customers to be able to come back to our journal and be like, wow, there's 12 new themes. And I've been using these journals for 2-3 years and there's never been a repeat theme. And I think that's really important. And maybe it won't always have to do with the holiday. And perhaps if it's December, one year we may do Christmas, and then another year we may do Hanukkah or just regular snow, because I think that it's important to acknowledge all people. And I think that would just be an interesting feature. So yeah, and I think the largest difference maker for us would be partnerships. And if we were able to partner with a company like Indigo or Kohl's, which is under the same business, but I think if we were able to partner with something like that, it would bring in a whole new audience for us. And I think that's really important because it would expand across Canada. And a lot of people would just go in there and then they would stumble upon our product and they could see it and really, really enjoy it. And then once again, the word of mouth thing comes in. And our biggest threats, and I think right now the biggest threat is definitely competition. And with new ideas like ours is copycats come in. So another brand may come in with our may come in with our structure, but at the end of the day, it's going to be quite difficult for them because we are doing something very unique in terms of different themes every month. And a lot of the times, bigger corporations like to stay, pardon the pun, but by the book. And so having something so kind of inconsistent in a way, they won't look for. And then our biggest threat is already established brands, because of course many people will already know and be like, oh yes, I will go buy a Moleskine book because it is a well-known brand already. So they have customers established. They have a type of fan base in a way. Next, let's move on to our business initiatives. Basically, our goals, what we want to do, what we want to achieve. The first initiative is over the next 12 months, I will work on promoting my products on social media more often. Specifically, I want to focus on something with photos, like Instagram, for example, because I think photos catch people's eye. And more often than not, if it's something you'll like, you'll look into it. I've seen advertisements on my own personal Instagram, and I click it if it's something I like. I don't personally use Facebook in my everyday life, but from when I have, I know a photo catches people's eye more often than just a plain text post. And so the goal of this initiative is to promote our products online and bring in new customers and interactions via our profile. And I think that's really important because if we have returning customers coming to our profile, following us, and new people, they can kind of interact too. So if someone new, for example, wants to know, oh, how thick is the paper in these notebooks, we could say, oh, they're 90 pound, etc., etc. Or if they were to be like, oh, I'm not sure about this, a returning customer could totally jump in and be like, I've been using this for so-and-so, it's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Some of those things. So the metrics to measure success in this case would, I want to bring in around 1,000 new followers monthly. And at first, I know it is going to be difficult, but I've had an Instagram account in the past, with around 23,000 followers. And once you hit a peak and you get in stride, you gain a lot. You can gain up to 100 a day. And so monthly, 1,000, once we get the hang of it, is not very difficult. And so I think that would be a good way to promote our company. And of course, we would have the Wix site in the description for people to visit and find more products. And initiative number 2 is over the next 12 months, we want to contact local bookstores and talk about perhaps selling our products there, because though we are primarily an online brand, like I mentioned before with Indigo, new partnerships like that are really important. So before we can go to Indigo and bigger companies, starting locally is really cool. And that way you go in, you talk to the owner, maybe a couple of other people, and it's a lot easier to figure out a deal than to have to go through 70 different people via email, like Indigo may do. And so I think that would be cool. And the goal of this is to promote my business to a new market while also supporting local shops, because I know how hard it can be to have a little mom and pop kind of shop. And with this, we will be supporting each other, and I think it'll be really strong for the city. And I want to partner with a minimum of 2 local businesses within the next year. And though 2 isn't a lot, I think I just want to really focus on making sure the relations between my business, and the shop is very strong, because it's those connections that end up putting your foot in other doors. So I wouldn't want to have a connection not be as strong as it can be. Let's talk about our target market, who we want to reach. The first person we would like to reach is probably working adults around 20 to 55 years old. They work from dumb to 9-to-5 jobs, Monday to Friday, probably in a stuffy office, and they don't really get free moments. So these adults will want to be organized because they have so much going on in their life. But our journals are a good way to add some creativity, because they can add color between moments at their desk. Perhaps they don't have a project going. So it's kind of a way to add order to their life while also spicing it up in a way. And that's why I think that they would be a perfect audience to kind of target our journals to. And secondly is students. And as a student myself, I definitely see how these journals would be extremely useful. I mean, right now I use a journal like this, and it's insanely useful to me. So I'm going to go for students 12 to 25 years old. I'd say around middle school to post-secondary school. because they're the busiest. And of course, younger students can use it too, but at those ages, you don't really have as much going on. And at that point, usually your parents are focusing on it. And this will also transition in if they're using it at 20, 25 years old, they can eventually start using it for work too. So it is a good kind of lifelong tool to have. And these students they have to follow assignments, they go to schoolwork weekly, extracurriculars. Sometimes they even work part-time jobs. I worked a part-time job all the way through high school, and staying on top of everything was really hard. And I think if I had one of these journals, it would have been really useful. So I want to target them to try and help them. And I think the coloring aspect still makes it fun because, like I mentioned before, a lot of people are too busy to make their own spreads but still want a little bit of customization. So I think when kids are still coming into themselves, and so I think it's going to be really important that they're able to express themselves, and they can do that through the colors in our journal. Now, our biggest threats are competitor companies. The first one I picked was Archer and Olive because they're still up and coming, and I've seen a lot of influencers partner with them. And so our biggest things to compete with is they have very high quality journals. I've seen people talk about how thick their paper is time and time again, how it can hold up with a lot of mediums. Next is unique designs. Their designs range from pattern all over the cover to just a dainty little symbol on the cover. But the unique aspect is that they add foil, like metallic foil, to their design. So it's either gilded pages or a metallic little logo, and it's just very unique compared to other things on the market at the moment, as well as that they offer different grid styles. Our second competition is Amanda Rachel. She is a YouTuber from Toronto, and it's new. That is, I think, our biggest competition, is that she's hot on the market right now because she is so new. She has a big following, so she already has kind of an established customer relation base. And it's like ours in terms of it's a coloring book kind of feel. But yeah, and I find between Archer and Olive and Amanda Rachel, they kind of have formed a unity where together they could reach the quality we have, because Archer and Olive doesn't offer pre-made journals, but Amanda does. So it's a little bit, I want to combine the quality that comes with Archer and Olive with the pre-made coloring book feel of Amanda Rachel's. Now let's look at our market strategy, how we will sell our products. Our product, we will enter the unique 2020 planners. These planners not only help the productivity of the customer, but with black and white pages, they are able to add their own flares of colors. And I think, as mentioned before, that's important for individuality. And my product is different than others on the market because rather than using common themes per month, they will be completely new and original. The price of my product. I think when going over price, it was very important to me to make it a mid to low range price because I want it to be a high quality product, but I don't want the price to be shot up. And I find oftentimes when people are mass producing these, the companies overcharge a lot. And I wanted to make it around $30, give or take shipping, of course. And I want to do seasonal deals with back to school or holidays or Black Friday. So maybe buy one, get one free, 30% off, etc., etc. But I'm not sure the exact price at the moment, but I know I did want to stay very affordable because, again, we're focusing on students too. And sometimes they don't have jobs or they don't get allowances. So yeah, I wanted to make it affordable for them. Now, promoting. A special part about stationery is that it's not only how the way the product looks, but how it performs. So I would like to utilize our YouTube to do demonstration videos. I see a lot of stationery YouTube accounts where people do step-by-step journaling videos, etc. And perhaps those creators, we can send them out a PR package to review. And if they like the product, hopefully speak highly of it and positively of it and continue using it. And eventually we can also give them some promotional codes so they get some money back while their fans also get to save some money. A partnership, you could call it. Now, our process, and you will order your planner off of our Wix website through Shopify, and you will get email blasts giving updates, and then we will ship it. And while our business is still small, I will fulfill the shipments with my team and package it and send it out to you. And then you enjoy it. And if in the odd case you don't enjoy it, we accept returns with full refunds. But for the most part, I want to keep the business small, and until the business is very large, I don't want to have to go to a fulfillment center, because with that you have to pay inventory inflation, where if it's damaged and all that. And this way I'm able to make sure that everyone gets exactly what they ordered, and while also having a nice little thank you card. Now, the budget. What does it cost for our journals? Right off the bat, I want to do around $5,000 worth of inventory. And once it's sold out, it's sold out. I feel like the big rushes of planners are usually beginning of the year, end of the year, and maybe around back to school time, because a lot of people, they want to get their life on track around those times, and planners start around then. So I think it's really important that we, of course, have inventory for that, but it's not a year-round inventory that's required, and we're still a small business, so I think around $5,000 would be okay. Now, pay-per-clicks on Google, I do want to focus a lot on marketing and getting our name out there, so $1,000 for that. Now, Shopify upgrades. For this, it's kind of miscellaneous, where if we would like to add perhaps a promo code option, or perhaps a gift card or gift option, we would get extensions through Shopify. And so I've allotted $500 for that. PR packages, $500 again. This is just, we can send a package to a creator, and that way they can review the product, see if they like it, and this will cover shipping and inventory for that. Now, website domain and upgrades. This is just for us to keep our domain and kind of make a premium Wix account. So we don't have the Wix attachment to our URL, and we can go through GoDaddy, for example, to get our domain. Overall, this is our total, $7,250 yearly, and that will hopefully, we will max out through our purchases. And then, of course, as our business grows, we will allot more money to each section while also adding sections. Now let's look at our marketing channels. What will we use? The social media aspect. First, right off the bat, is our website. This is my website right now. The purpose of this is just, our Wix site is to have a central location where customers can go for product information and some more about the business if they want to know more about me, why we sell, our mission statement, etc. And how we use this. I want to link customers back to it. So in the Instagram bio, I would have this link. Twitter, when there's a sale, this link. It's just kind of like the home of our business. So even if they find us on a different platform, they can always come here and get everything they need. Next is our Instagram, and I think we're going to post photos and maybe little short videos promoting our products, and that way it's just very eye-catching. On the Explore page, a lot of the time it's local, so if someone's looking on the Explore and they see a journal they like, perhaps they'll click it and they'll be like, oh, this is a new website, a new brand, and they will click the link in our bio and go from there. And I think something important about this, as mentioned before, is eye-catching and creative photos and stories. So our stories have to be able to present that we are a creative brand while also catching the attention of others. And so we have to make it both satisfying for people already that are our customers while also bringing in new customers. Our Twitter will mostly be used for promoting when there is a sale or a seasonal event. Because Twitter is kind of, the way I use Twitter is more for updates than it is to promote a product. And of course you can promote a product, many people do, but I find personally that it's just much better for me to use it this way. While also saying that, as a regular Twitter user myself, I think it's important that if you want if you want people's attention, you have to have a photo and make it a flashy one at that, because a lot of people just scroll through the timeline quickly, ignoring just typed out tweets. But if you have a photo and it's eye-catching, they'll scroll back up to see it, they'll read it, they'll check it out. So we will mostly be tweeting photos with our words, and it will be to inform people when there's sales and deals, etc. Our Facebook will be much the same as our Twitter because it is kind of a word-based platform that offers other features like photos and videos. However, I've seen a lot of channels like Tasty, for example, another business. They will do little kind of instructional time-lapsey videos. And I know my own mom uses Facebook. She loves watching those videos. So I thought, why not do like a kind of a step-by-step journaling process to kind of show people, draw them in, get a different crowd. And of course with Facebook and most other social media sites, it's tagging. So let's say a mom sees it and she thinks her daughter like that. Her daughter's in high school. She could tag her daughter in it and say, oh, check this out. Or even she could get it for her as a gift. Next is TikTok. And this is a website. It's an app, but it's an app. And I don't see a lot of companies use this because it is so new. And a lot of people assume it's for millennials and etc. And as a young person myself, I think that this is a great way to attack the market because so many other of our competition aren't up on TikTok. And I've seen brands use it before and it's cool, but I want to do little kind of calligraphy or videos like that. Oh, excuse me. Because I know those get a lot of attention, and this is my own personal art account. I have over 1,000 followers. I don't post very often, but I do have a substantial amount of likes, etc. And I think that because it's new, because a lot of students will see it and be like, oh wow, that's something that would interest me. I think it is a good way to get to that audience. And then YouTube. I have a YouTube account that I also post time-lapse videos of painting and journaling and all that stuff. And there's a big community for that. I watch a lot of them. And as mentioned before, Amanda Rachel Lee started on YouTube. So the journaling stationery world on YouTube is very prominent. And so I think we'll use this and people can find our videos there. And then we have YouTube allows a lot of links in their description, so they can click the links there, be led to our website or other social medias where they can find us. And next, arguably one of the most important, is emails. Through this, we will email back and forth with customers, updates about their orders, if they have any questions. Once they're subscribed, we can send out monthly newsletters with new products and updates about the company, and deals. And customers love deals. Many stores offer loyalty cards or programs, so I think that's really good. And yes, I think an email list is one of the most important parts that comes with this. Next is our closing remarks. These are my final thoughts. In conclusion, I think by following this plan, I'll be able to achieve success for my business. And of course, with that, it doesn't come overnight. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but I do think that this is an idea that could definitely take off because it is so original and there isn't many things like it. And I think starting small and eventually going big is the goal. A lot of companies are too ambitious at first, and that can oftentimes be their downfall. So with this, I'm able to expand. Thank you for watching and coming to the meeting. I hope you enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon.